Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
the worst and best performances of SBS Gayo Daejeon 2024. So we reacted to maybe half of the event or so, so we've seen quite a few. Overall, very good event. I feel like the best event of the year by far. Only was really disappointed with Aespa because they lip sync clearly. Aside from that,
they're a new group.
I don't care. Aside from that,
and I like the song, so I didn't mind it too much. I think they still gave really good performance, and I love their outfits.
Aside from that, everybody else was good. So, and we didn't watch Aespa because we heard they lip sync too. So, anyway.
Hi guys, SBS Gayo Daejeon is an annual music festival, and in this video, I'll be breaking down this year's edition from the show's production to the worst and best performances. So let's get started. First off, the short stages are a bummer. It's hard to really get into a stage when it feels like it's over before it even starts. But with a packed lineup for a one-day show,
I don't mind it. That's a lot of people.
Is this like everybody
I
for
think
this year?
I think she's gonna rank everybody. Yeah.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't mind the short stages because there's a lot of people. They have to I mean, come on, you can't have the show last like 8 hours. You know?
It's kind of inevitable, but the audio issues? Absolutely unforgivable. Mics cutting out, backtracks swallowing live vocals, messy mixing. How are we still dealing with this at a major festival in 2024? It's especially insulting when you know the idols are singing live and giving it their all, only for the tech team to completely sabotage them. And don't even get me started on the crowd noise loops. Sure, it's nice to have some atmosphere, but when it's the same fake cheer on repeat, it just becomes grating. It's like they're trying to force hype instead of letting the stages speak for themselves. And don't get me started on that Christmas theme. I get it. It's the holiday season, but slapping some jingle bells onto a perfectly good song and calling it a Christmas version is just lazy. It doesn't add anything.
I mean, what else are you supposed to do with it? What else are you supposed to do with it to give you Christmas
touch? Yeah, it's a nice touch. It gives it a little Christmas vibe. Nah, it was nice.
Meaningful. And in some cases, it actively takes away from the vibe of the original track. Not every song needs to be Christmassy.
Well, yeah, if you want original track, there's plenty of performances of original track that they have done in the past. The Mama Awards, the awards last weekend, whatever the show was, KBS Music Festival or whatever. Plenty of live performances from original track. This is a special event, Christmas, so we got a little nice remix. I think that's a great idea.
The enforcing it just makes the whole thing feel gimmicky. Plus, it's restrictive. Instead of letting the groups go all out with their usual style, they're boxed into this holiday aesthetic that doesn't always work.
You know,
that said,
I like this kind of routine. That routine where it's like, I call it the eyebrow. You do this, like this, and then you do. I like it.
Shout out to the idols who still came through with live vocals. That was the real saving grace here. Despite all the production disasters, most of them delivered, except for Aespa, again, calling that a performance is generous. Why even bother showing up? They might as well just send a hologram.
Because they won one of the highest titles of the year for music.
And that's why we didn't react to Aespa.
I didn't want to hear you bitching.
Yeah, well, yes. Once our Discord said that it's not live, I said we are not doing it.
And save everyone the plane ticket for a group that's racking up awards like it's Black Friday at the trophy store. This was straight up embarrassing.
Like, I agree for the fact that they basically won all the awards this year. Very embarrassing effort.
Where is the pride? The nerve of being 2024's top girl group and showing up with a pre-recorded karaoke session is beyond me. SM are out here letting NCT push through loud backtracks while actually singing, but Aespa? Nope. It's a festival for goodness sake. Everyone else showed up to prove they're the real deal. And then here comes Aespa, basically wheeling out an Inkigayo rerun. It's giving lazy, and honestly, it's giving not worth the hype. SM
Is it
needs
lazy
to stop.
if they've been touring like crazy and they're tired? What about the artist, right? Well, do we not care if the artist is tired? They have to perform.
I don't know. They have to show up because you know they have to because they're a big group, but it's not like a straightforward. They need a break, right? So they do need a break. As JY Park said, whenever you show up, you gotta give it your 100. We talked about it, or don't show up at all. Maybe
this was not an option to not show up at all. They had to show up.
I don't know.
They didn't even have a choice.
I don't know. I mean, it's tough, but they make good music. I don't know what's going on with them. Why they haven't been singing live for the past like 3 months. I don't know, but something's going on.
Reading their vocal cords like museum artifacts and let these girls prove why they're supposed to be the best. Next up, G-Dragon. Sorry, but I was underwhelmed.
Oh no.
Well, let's hear her out first.
After that mind-blowing mama stage, expectations were through the roof. So it's honestly wild that this performance didn't fully land, the pre-recorded first half, not the move. It felt like he was phoning it in.
Now, okay, to be fair, when we reacted and why I was very impressed, I didn't know the first half was pre-recorded.
So what does that mean? What makes it the difference? Pre-recorded. What's the difference?
This is kind of whack.
Why?
Talk about it. Because it's a live performance, people to show up to watch you live, not to watch your performance somewhere else on the screen.
But then he did it live.
He did do second part live, cool.
Yeah. So it's balance. I mean, if the artist is trying to balance, this is like he just got back in the game. You know, you can't put him in. You're gonna scare him off.
Okay, I'm not saying he deserves to be penultimate spot because of that. However,
why not?
What do you mean? Why not? So, what are you trying to say? Do you want him to be? I agree with you. Then you're like, why? Like, what the fuck? Do you want me to argue with you? Like, what are you doing?
Go ahead. What you're saying.
Like, I agree with what you said. So, like, oh,
he should be penultimate.
Yeah, he should. Because of what you said. You literally told me, oh, I cannot take it hard on him. Now,
because he's second to last. He's not last. It's not like it's the last performance. He's not the last performance.
Bruh.
But he's not the last performance.
Okay, but he's not second to last either.
Okay, so what is he?
I was getting there.
Okay, go ahead.
So when we initially saw, I thought he was like the best. But right, since it's pre-recorded the first half, kind of knocked down a couple points. I ain't gonna lie. Because I will say that because I like the pre-recorded part the most. The second part was okay. Like, whatever he did on the stage in the Gayo Daejeon was okay. It didn't like wow me. What wowed me was the pre-recorded part. Since it was pre-recorded, no.
Gayo was having a ball.
So I say that I wouldn't definitely not penultimate spot, but it's not the best either. Somewhere like in the top middle, like top 5 performance, top 10, top 5, somewhere there. Around the 5th spot maybe of the best performances, but not. I will not give them the best because of the pre-recorded. I didn't give them the best when we watched because I didn't know it was pre-recorded. But now that we have learned it's pre-recorded, it does knock down points for me.
Is it like because he lip synced it? Is it like lip syncing?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it is kind of when you pre-record it, you can record it like 25 times if you want, so right to get it perfect. So kinda ish, you know, but. It's kind of how we watched like these shows, like Billboard Awards. Well, Billboard, we thought only a couple, apparently everyone was pre-recorded, so whatever. But like when people send in pre-recorded performances to like a show, they're kind of like, why?
But this person seemed to have the issue with the comparison of the previous performance he had, as opposed to it being pre-recorded.
I think pre-recorded plays into it.
And for someone with his status, that's a choice. Where was the live chaos we signed up for? But to be fair, the second half picked up and he still showed why he's considered a top-tier performer. But compared to the sheer dominance he showed at Mama, this felt like a victory lap rather than a performance.
I liked it.
I liked it too, and as I said,
Next up is new.
As I said, to me, it's like it's not the bottom performances. It's towards the top. It's just not the best. I can't give him the best because he had it pre-recorded. Because my favorite part was pre-recorded. I just can't give him the best for that.
They had a solid showing. Props to the girls for actually improving from last year. The confidence, it's there, whether it's genuine growth or just them giving Hive the middle finger with a smile. Either way, what really caught my attention is the choice to dig up their debut tracks instead of flexing their 2024 catalog. I mean, Cookie, seriously? That song is still a disaster and should have been left buried in 2022 where it belongs. Up next, Baby Monster. They absolutely...
New Jeans, you liked it. I thought it was fine.
I like their outfits. But I did think they kind of look a little bit sad to me. But I think their energy picked up when they realized, oh, we're performing in front of people. This is like what we love to do. So for me, I liked their looks. I liked their performance.
Absolutely devoured. No crumbs left. They were battling that backing track like it owed them rent, and they still came out on top. Everything was smooth sailing until Ahayan decided to unleash her inner banshee with those high notes. Girl, we get it. You're the designated belter. But there's a fine line between hitting a note and outright assaulting it. Somebody needs to pull her aside and say, sis, it's called technique. Get some. If she doesn't fix her habits now, she's heading straight for a vocal disaster. And nobody wants to see her on vocal rest before their 2nd anniversary. That aside, the live vocals, dancing, facials, and crowd work were on point. It's almost hard to believe they're rookies when they're out here eating stages for breakfast. Moving on to Itzy.
Yeah, I like Baby Monster's performance.
But I'm confused. So she liked it, but she's put it in like the 4th from the bottom spot. So
Because of Aeon.
I guess. I mean, Baby Monster's performance, considering it was the first ever performance and like a
They look
big
like
show,
regulars.
no problem. Yeah, if they were like out there for 4 or 5 years and they can perform, we would look at it a little differently. But since their first performance, it was fine.
My critique was like I didn't like their outfits
Yeah, you
too
did
much.
say that. Yeah, Itzy. We haven't seen Itzy yet.
Thank goodness they performed Imaginary Friend instead of Gold. Their stage was so emotional, it got me crying for
This is
reasons
the
I
outfits?
can't even explain. Too bad the sound was absolute trash. The girls were barely audible, but G-Idol were a different story. They absolutely came
Haven't seen Jadal either.
through with one of the most memorable openings of the night. Bursting out of a giant gift box dressed as reindeers, iconic and borderline ridiculous in the best way. The visual gag was pure entertainment. But when they started singing Wife, I had to pause. I mean, reindeers singing I cook cream soup taste is Coco Loco? The mismatch was comedy gold. It had major Mamamoo energy, bringing that chaotic charm we don't see enough of these days. Performance-wise, they were rock solid. You could feel their experience oozing out of every move. Definitely a standout of the night. And for Eugen and Karina's collab stage, it got me questioning my sexuality. It was sex on a stage. It's unapologetically seductive.
It was really
and the
good,
chemistry
yeah.
between the 2 main dancers is off the charts. I've never seen a performance that's this confident in owning its sensuality. The raw energy they bring makes you rethink
Yeah, but the visuals is not from the performance. This is she's performing up.
what sexy even means in a performance. This
This
is
is
next
her
level.
top video.
Speaking of excellence, 2 in E1 stage was straight up iconic. A masterclass in nostalgia done right. It felt like a time warp to 2009 with their energy, outfits, and unmatched presence. Easily the highlight.
These are not the visuals either, so maybe we didn't see
Nah.
the visuals for the other ones.
Nah, do anyone?
I didn't like
yeah,
it.
It wasn't that.
I didn't like the fashion.
The
I felt like they
outfits,
looked dated.
Yeah, the outfits, the gray hair, really, I didn't like. It's just, nah. They had the energy, but it wasn't enough for me. If anything, I would put 21 towards the bottom.
The night. Their raw, powerful live vocals prove they've still got it, and the crowd's energy was electric. After everything they've been through, hiatus, disbandment, scandals, it's amazing to see them still serving legendary moments. And Dara's hair, peak throwback chaos in the best way. She owns those wild looks with so much confidence. Now let's talk about Les Seraphim. They were straight up serving. The voguing was immaculate. They owned the stage like it was a runway. And you could tell they left their souls in rehearsals to perfect every move.
Yeah, they
it
I
just
was
kept
so
going.
proud of
And I mean
them.
that in the best
Yeah, let's surf them
Yeah,
great. Mhm.
yeah.
way possible.
They get a lot of flack, for since the whole Coachella thing, but this was a really good
But
performance.
because they got that flag, they correct their stuff.
Yeah, this was really good.
Every time you thought they hit the peak, they hit you with more. What I really love is how they treat the stage like it's their personal theater, not some recycled music show choreography. It's giving drama, it's giving effort, and it's giving camp. Everything about the crazy era has been unapologetically
They
over the
killed
top
it.
and in your face. Which is exactly how a club banger should be performed. They've mastered the art of making a performance feel like a spectacle, and honestly, this is how it's done. Unlike Isna, who gave us nothing. Why even
Oh
bother?
no, they performed. I like the performance.
So, but
They
why-
played.
I don't think she's doing them in.
That girl.
I don't think she's doing them from worst to best anymore. Because Isna cannot be this high on the list. She just said they gave us nothing, which I agree. They gave us nothing. They didn't
I
sing.
disagree. They gave
But-
us something.
Bother showing up if you're going to serve us a music show, Reject. This is a festival. Bring the drama, the flair, something. The whole thing felt like they copied and pasted their last performance. The lip syncing sucked the life out of whatever energy they
Yes.
could have salvaged. As for Illich,
That literally was my reaction. I was just sitting there with no energy because I was so thrown off by lip syncing. So this is not in order then. Okay.
what even was that stage? Either they lip synced the entire thing or the backing track was so obnoxiously loud that their actual voices might as well have stayed home. If I'm straining my ears,
We haven't seen this either.
trying to figure out if you're actually singing, you've already lost me. But I'll give them one thing. The Christmas version of Magnetic was cute. Actually, scratch that. It was better than the original, which says more about the song than the performance. I've, on the other hand, absolutely nailed it. Having each member sing a track from their own discography was such a flex. Talk about reminding everyone of just how many bangers they've dropped. And let's not even get started on a little sneak peek of their comeback. and the vocals were top tier, no question. As for Boy Next Door, they really brought the fun, no stiff rehearsed nonsense. They were out there just vibing and owning the stage. Then there's Treasure, just demolishing it as usual. These guys know how to put on a show. And Lee Youngji, this girl went beyond the standard, no backtrack. Just a handheld mic and raw talent, just like NMIX. Their vocals were as solid as ever, no surprise there. The transition from Dash into C that was pretty interesting, I'll give them that. It kept things fresh and dynamic. But that Christmas version of See That? It didn't land for me. This is exactly what I meant when I said that slapping a Christmas makeover on a track doesn't work with every song. Some songs just don't need the Jingle Bells treatment, and See That was one of them. It felt forced.
Macaroni, the San Francisco treat.
Nothing beats the cheesiness of macaroni.
On the other hand, 8Ts and Stray Kids really showed the others how it's done. They turned their sets into full-blown high-energy concerts. 8Ts kicked things off strong with an intro that hit hard, diving straight into their concept with a
the intro for 80s was really good.
seamless flow of charisma and those killer outfits. And Stray Kids, man, if Hyunjin didn't knock everyone out with that blonde buzz cut, it's like he's out here redefining what industry standard for handsome even means. The energy was unmatched and the crowd was eating it up. And for NCT, all the units, 127, Dream, Wish and Way V, did great. But NCT 127 were the standout. They came through with the best rap and vocals of the night, hands down. I was skeptical about how they'd perform without Taeyoung and Jaehyun, but it was like their absence barely made a dent. The stylist deserves a massive bonus because those outfits were on another level. Honestly, this might be one of their best Gayo Daejeon stages, and that's saying a lot given their track record. Moving on. Shiny's key might have started a little off pitch at the beginning, but who cares? It's so much better than lip syncing. These Minor's mistakes are part of what
True, yeah. I'd rather, the performance is not perfect, but it's live, than it's just a track and he's sitting here, he listened to the track and then just dance to the track.
live show so special. Live singing isn't about perfection. It's about the energy, the connection, and the authenticity of the moment.
Exactly.
Small imperfections like that actually...
Nah, you guys don't really feel that way. Because when the Seraphim went to Coachella and did what they did...
The energy wasn't there.
Everyone was dragging them.
Energy wasn't there.
What do you mean?
That Seraphim's energy wasn't there, Coachella. It was just off. Everything about it was off.
Remind us that the artist is human, fully present, and giving their all in
And like...
I don't know, I think if you're singing off-key, your energy will never be there. You'll never be high energy singing off-key.
So that's what I'm saying.
And I mean, no sense.
The energy has to match.
time. It's so much more meaningful than a polished pre-recorded track, which can feel lifeless. The fact that he kept going with confidence shows his professionalism and skill. Those little hiccups don't take away from the experience. They add to it. Also, TXT and Enhypen really stepped it up this time around. After those lip-synced Mama and MMA stages, I wasn't expecting much, but they both came out swinging. TXT's musical doll concept was a breath of fresh air. They executed it so cleanly, with every move sharp and intentional, and Yeonjun, dude, was on fire, straight up dominating the stage. The guy is easily the dance machine of 4th gen, no question. His solo stage was something else entirely, electric, precise, and oozing charisma. And don't even get me started on his live singing. It was flawless, and for Enhypen, the Carol version of EXO really hit the mark. It had that cozy festive vibe, but still kept the energy intact. The outfits were adorable, so fluffy and perfectly suited the theme, making them look effortlessly stylish. And that dance break? Pure fire. Heesung, Youngwon, and Sunghoon on the floor.
Yeah, we haven't seen TXT, but Enhypen, yeah, they slayed.
Or with that footwork was a total showstopper. It wasn't just flashy, it was smooth and synchronized to perfection. Their transitions? Always on point. These guys make it look effortless, and it's clear they've put in the work. Okay guys, now I'm starting to sound like a broken record. For the rest of the lineup, Rise, ZB1, TWS, Crovity, and NEXZ all put on solid performances. They weren't the absolute standouts of the night, but they definitely held their own. Sure, there were some sound issues here and there, and a few moments where I could barely hear them, but they still made it work and delivered a good show. And that's it for today.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.